laughing at myself, thinking I was recording and I wasn't recording. Anyway, we are going to have, it's called, what it's called, but I'll tell you what it is in a minute because I'll look it up. In fact, I'll look it up right now. This is our dinner tonight. We are having the ratatouille galette Thermomix cutter, which it might come up with a picture. Okay, but what I'm doing is I'm going to make a different pastry. So that's just a normal pastry. And I did make almond milk on the weekend, and I have almond pulp left. And in America, it's an American recipe, they have a recipe using almond pulp in the pastry, and I've made it before and we both love it. So what a great way to be zero waste. All right, so 5 ounces of all-purpose flour. This is actually gluten-free flour I made in the Thermomix. Now, I actually wouldn't use this in a cake because it's a little bit grainy, but in something like this, it's absolutely fine. Okay, how about that? 4 ounces, which is 100 grams of almond pulp. So I did freeze it. I have batched it in 100 grams because I know this is what I really want to make it in. So that's going in. Well, as close as. Salt. Grab my MC. Seconds on speed, 3.5. I'm going to break my egg into that so I know my egg's good and I'm not wasting this. That doesn't work on there. Okay, and always making sure you scrape everything out of that egg. Okay. Next, 2.5 ounces. Oh, that's time up on my bread, which I will just quickly take out of the oven. All right. We'll just regroup here a second. Turn the oven down. And I'm going to show you the bread because it is always amazing. Put it on. All right, let's put it over here. So excuse my messy stove and everything. So you slide it off this way. It looks incredible. Let me show you that. And it's all come away from the edges. So this is my tricky bit, it's actually getting it out onto the. There we are. Look at that. That is a mean loaf of bread, hey? Still sizzling. Nice and hollow, nice and brown. And the thing my husband says actually about this is that whereas if you go and buy bread from Baker's Delight or something, which we were doing until luckily, oh, it wasn't Baker's Delight, it was a supermarket brand he liked. Anyway, they were out of stock one day and I thought, good, I'm going to come back and make this. He would not go back. This is so good. And he said that, you know, whereas the crust of that bread that we used to buy was a bit soft after it had been frozen, because he slices this up and freezes. He had 2 pieces for bread every morning, apart from the weekend when we might have some eggs or something. And he said the crust of this is still nice and crispy even after it's frozen. So there you go. That is the 5C bread. Well worth doing. I'll just get that out of the way. So that was a really good use of that little timer on the screen there, just in case you've missed it before. Down here, timer. and then you pop in the time right there. All right, we have 2.5 ounces of unsalted butter diced, and it is not frozen, but it is pretty much straight out of the fridge. Three seconds on speed 5. And we're going to add 1 large egg. And so egg goes in, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of ice water. So just very cold water. Okay. And I've just done dessert spoons at the moment. We'll have a look and see how it is. Oops. 4 seconds on speed 4. Look at it. And that is plenty wet enough. So it's asking me to transfer it into cling wrap. Well, I'm using a bit of baking paper that I have used before, but on nothing, nasty. So it was just lining a tray with cookies or something like that. No meat or anything on it. Turn this down in just a second. So I'm just literally putting it on here. Okay. And wrap into a disc. So I'm going to just do this, and I'm going to push it down like that. And it says to then go in the fridge for an hour. And then it's saying, meanwhile, keep going with your recipe. However, I know from experience with doing the ratatouille galette that I often chop too many veggies. So I'm just going to leave it at that at the moment. I'll prep for the next bit, and then I will show you the next bit once I have my dough ready to go. So I can just put what I need on the dough. Okay. Right, recording, stop.